Welcome back, 8th graders. So in this one, we're going to continue writing equations of lines. In the last lesson, we talked about writing equations of lines given a graph, or if all the information's in the paragraph. Today, we're going to talk about, on this one, we're going to talk about, or in this lesson, if we're given 2 points. So if I'm given 2 points, how do I solve the equation? It wasn't wanting to move. And of course, Mrs. Cartwright made lovely sound effects. All right, so we're going to go ahead. You should have looked up the vocab word, and I gave you a slide to put that on. We're going to move into the information. So, steps to writing the equation of a line given 2 points. So, step 1, we're going to find the slope between the 2 points, because remember, to write the equation of a line, we need the slope and the y-intercept. So, that's our first step. We're going to find the slope between 2 points. Step 2, we're going to substitute the value of the slope, which is our m, and the values of one of our coordinate points. So remember, a coordinate point is x comma y. So we're going to choose one of our coordinate points. It doesn't matter which one, because they're both part of this line, so they'll both give us the same answer. And so substitute the value of m and the values x and y from our coordinate point into our slope-intercept form. Step 3, we'll solve for b, and step 4, we're going to rewrite the equation y equals mx plus b by replacing m and b. I know, that's a lot in one go without having anything moving along with it. I almost used an actual pencil instead of my writing pencil, so that could have been very interesting as to what we were going to see next. We're going to move into our first example. So remember, step 1, right, was to find m. That's our first step, is to find that slope. So in order, here I'm going to put our steps as we go. M is going to be y minus y over x minus x. So I'm going to do 12 minus a negative 2 over 3 minus a negative 4. And so when we have minus and negative, we're going to do that keep, change, change. And so we're going to do 12 plus 2, which is 14. And then we're going to do keep, change, change. So we're going to end up with 3 plus positive 4. So 3 plus 4 is 7. And then I'm going to simplify this. So 14 divided by 7 equals 2. So right now I know that slope is 2. Step 2, I am going to plug m and 1 point into our slope-intercept form, into y equals mx plus b. That's what I'm plugging into. So, step 2. We're working with the fact that m equals 2. And you can choose either point. I'm going to go with the 3, 12. But you should get the same answer if you choose the negative 4, negative 2. Not should. You will get the same answer if you choose the negative 4, negative 2. So what this point means is that x equals 3 and y equals 12. And so from here, I'm going to plug into y equals mx plus b. And I'm going to get, so my y is 12. 12 equals m is 2. 2 times my x, which is 3, plus b. So that's step 2 right there. And then right here we start step 3. Step 3 is to solve for b. So 12 will equal, I'm going to do 2 times 3, which is 6, plus b. To get b by itself, I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. So then I get 6 equals b. And so that's step 3. Step 4 is I'm going to take my m. Thank you. I should put your step up here. Step 4 is to rewrite. No, not next. Rewrite, and not hold down on the tab too long, the equation as y equals our mx plus our b. I'm putting blanks there because that lets you know all we're doing is replacing our m and our b. So I know that m is 2 now. I know that b is 6. And so from here, I just write y equals 2x plus 6. And that is our final answer. And so that's how we write the equation of a line given 2 points. All right, so we're going to do another one here. Let me flip. Sorry, I have a cat who is acting as if he's going to jump on me, and I'm trying to bat him off. Not that you can see it because you can't, but that's my awkward pauses here is me fighting with the cat. All right, so again, step 1 is we're going to solve for our slope. And so m is going to equal, I'm going to do 5 minus a -4 over -4 minus 0. So whichever point I pull from first, so since I chose the 5 first, I have to choose this -4. All right, so from here, 5 minus a -4 is 9, because minus a negative becomes plus a positive. And then -4 minus 0 is -4. So that becomes a -9 over 4. And you're like, oh no, Mrs. Cartwright, that's a fraction. Ah! Stop fretting. Fractions are nothing to be scared of. We've got to take our slope, so m equals a -9/4. I'm going to choose the point 0, -4. Why? Because 0 makes it an easy number to work with. And everything that we can do to make things easier, we should. So x is going to be 0, y is -4. So then I plug in -4 equals -9/4 times 0 plus b. So -9/4 times 0 is 0, right? And so we're left with -4 equals b. That was step 3 right there, solving for b. And so then step 4, I'm going to take the fact that m is a -9/4, although that doesn't look like a 9, and b is a -4, and I'm going to write y equals -9/4 x minus 4. And that's the final answer. Now, what you may have noticed is our b is the y value of this point, and there's a reason for that. I didn't want to point it out at first. I just wanted to show you how it worked. But when x is your 0, or when your 0 is in the x position, what you have is your y-intercept. So I technically did not need to go through the solving part because I was given my y-intercept. So once I found the slope, I actually knew my y-intercept. But sometimes we don't know or understand that that's what that is, and that's okay. All right, so next example, we're starting at time t equals 0, a bicyclist begins riding at a constant speed. So we haven't started his. So one of our points in this one is 0, 0, which makes things easier, but that's because of this begins part and t equals 0. So 0, 0 is our first one. And our second point is 10, 2.5. So the bicyclist, 10 minutes later, the bicyclist has traveled 2.5 miles. So that's how I'm getting the second point. Write a linear function rule that models this. So again, we've got to find what m equals. So I'm going to do 2.5 minus 0 divided by 10 minus 0. So that's going to be 2.5 divided by 10, which equals 0.25. And when we're getting to these real world situations, decimal slopes are okay because we're not graphing this. So this isn't going to be hard if we don't. Because we're working with that point 0, 0, right? Our y-intercept is 0. Right? So I know that my y-intercept is 0. I'm going to, so many zeros here. Okay. So I'm not actually going to go in and solve. It does tell me I want to use d as my distance and my t as my number of minutes. And so D is going to be the same as our Y. So I'm going to have D equals 0.25 or 1/4 T. And so either one of these are correct answers. Both of those correct answers. But again, I didn't have to go through solving for B because I started with 0, 0, and so that meant my y-intercept was happening at 0. All right, last example. Jewelry store sells charm bracelets and charms. A bracelet with 2 charms costs $7.50, so that's one of our points. 2, $7.50. And then a bracelet with 4 charms costs $9.50. So then we've got 4, $9.50. From here, we're just going to do what we've been doing. I'm going to do $9.50. I got to find the slope. $9.50 minus $7.50. So M equals, and then 4 minus 2. So $9.50 minus $7.50 is 2, and 4 minus 2 is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. So that's our slope. M equals 1. And I'm going to use the point 2, $7.50. You could use the point 4, $9.50. Either way, we're going to end up with the same thing in the end. So $7.50 is my y, so I'm going to do $7.50 equals 1 times 2 plus b. So I have $7.50 equals 2 plus b. Solve for b, we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. And so we get that $5.50 equals b. So I know that m equals 1, b equals $5.50. So my equation is going to be that y equals 1x or just x plus $5.50. And so what that means is if I get no charms on it, just the bracelet, I'm spending $5.50 on the bracelet. And then it's an extra $1 for each charm. So for every charm I put on, I add $1 to it. So, but that is our final answer. Y equals x plus $5.50. That's how we write equations given 2 points. Until next time, 8th graders. Peace.